So the intent of this video is to show a little more detail regarding how we're responding to COVID, the level of risk in our area, and where we are getting the data from and the processes we use to collect that data. To begin with, if you go on our website, at the very top, there's a coronavirus COVID-19 updates. If you hit click here, it'll get you to this Forward Together page that kind of has all of our information. It has what level of protocol we are on. It has the dashboard, frequently asked questions, and then it also has the link for reporting COVID absences or symptoms or things that your family is experiencing. So to start here over on the right, this moderately high, that's the level of protocol that we are at that time. It's a combination of the information that we have within our dashboard, from the student impact, the staff impact, and the burden rate that's in our area. When we are at a moderately high, I'm going to click on this down below. You can use this link to see what does that mean for you and your family. Masks are recommended at this point in time. If we are at a moderately high now, there's different things that the contact tracing team will do. So a contact tracing team is a group of people who hear about a COVID report. They take that information to define who that impacts and who it doesn't impact, and what that impact will have on the person with a positive case or the person who has been notified. So contact tracing, regardless, if your child has been identified as someone who is a close contact, that's a person who's been within 6 feet for 15 minutes or more over a 24-hour period, you will always be notified. When we are at moderately high, you might be notified that you just were a close contact. You might be notified that you're a close contact, but you do not need to quarantine, as vaccinated people do not need to quarantine. You might be notified that you have to quarantine because your student is not a mask wearer and they're at school, but yet they were exposed. At the moderately high, they will have to quarantine. Or you'll just receive a notice to say you are identified as a close contact. No quarantine necessary. So going back to this page, those are the levels of our protocol, and we try to respond based on the level of risk that is determined off of our dashboard. Within our dashboard, the last video showed you what the information is. For the student impact, this is reported to us off of our reporting form. So families will call in, let us know. They will share whether or not they're the person reporting, the student, and then the experience that they are having with COVID. Once that is received, our contact tracing team will initiate the process to determine who else needs to be notified and who needs to be impacted by that current COVID report. In addition to the students, then that is managed by our nurses. The people who are quarantined in this number here, those are students who have been exposed to COVID, do not have a positive case, but are at risk of becoming positive due to their close contact exposure. Isolation are those people who have had a positive case or are a probable case due to the number and the level of symptoms that they are having at this point in time. So this information is gathered from our contact tracing team and nurses and compiled into a data sheet that is used for this dashboard. Same with the staff. When staff have a positive case or they have symptoms that they need to be tested, this is gathered from our human resources team along with our contact tracing team, and then gathered for this dashboard. And the numbers are created for you. They are the active cases as well as the cases year to date based on the impact, or based on the number that you're looking at within our dashboard. Finally, I'm going back to the home page. The burden status, this is information that is reported. If you scroll down, you can see we have the 6 census tracts. These are the areas that are within our Menominee Falls areas. This is gathered from the Wisconsin Health Department. They have a data set that we have available to us that tells us the number of positive cases as well as the negative cases that have been reported on that day. This is gathered on school days, Monday through Friday, if it's a school day, and this data is delivered and put into the dashboard by 2 o'clock each day.